Airplanes are one of the most advanced ways to travel. But let's be honest, most people still don't know half the secrets. The ones that make flying easier, cleaner, and more comfortable. So whether it's your first flight or your 100th, here are 7 simple air travel tips you'll wish someone told you sooner. Ever had a landing that felt more like a controlled crash? Don't blame the pilot just yet. In bad weather, especially on wet or snowy runways, pilots sometimes intentionally land hard. It helps the wheels break through the water layer and grip the ground. Otherwise, the plane could hydroplane, just like a car. It's not poor flying, it's precision. So next time you slam into the runway, remember it might have just saved your life. When the plane starts taxiing, your tray table should be up. Not because it's polite, but because it's safe. If there's an emergency, that tray can block your escape. And nobody wants to get trapped behind your laptop and pretzels. Same goes for reclining your seat during takeoff or landing. A reclined seat can jam the legs of the person behind you. Worse, it makes the brace position nearly impossible. Upright seats save time, space, and possibly lives. So next time the flight attendant reminds you, it's not nagging, it's Survival 101. Ever wonder why flight attendants ask you to raise your window shade during takeoff and landing? It's not about the view, it's about visibility. In an emergency, they need to see what's happening outside. Fast. Fire on one side, debris blocking an exit. They'll use that view to decide which doors to open. If your shade is down, they're flying blind. So next time you're tempted to block the sun, remember, that tiny window might help save lives. That window seat might seem like the perfect place to nap, but leaning your head against the glass? Big mistake. You have no idea who sat there before you. And that window hasn't been wiped down in, well, a long time. We're talking about a germ smorgasbord at 35,000 feet. So if you must rest your head, bring a clean hoodie or a travel pillow. At least then you're not cuddling with someone else's forehead grease. Sleep smart, not sticky. We get it. Early flights, long layovers, naps are tempting, but sleeping during takeoff or landing? Yeah, that's a bad idea. First, it messes with your ears. Cabin pressure changes really fast, and your ears need help adjusting. Yawning, swallowing, chewing gum, they all work. But you can't do any of that if you're snoring. Second, safety. Most in-flight accidents happen during these 2 phases. If something goes wrong and you're passed out cold, well, you're losing precious seconds. So do yourself a favor, stay alert until you're cruising. Then you can knock out guilt-free. So, you probably think the airplane bathroom is the grossest spot on board, right? Well, actually, that's not true. The filthiest thing on the plane is your tray table. Yeah, really. Studies show it's like 8 times dirtier than the toilet flush button. And why is that? Honestly, it's because they rarely get cleaned between flights. People do everything on them. Eat, sneeze, change diapers, you name it. So before you unfold that tray, do yourself a favor. Pull out a sanitizing wipe and give it a good scrub. And hey, same goes for your armrest, seatbelt, and touchscreen. Oh, and definitely keep that air vent open. The air is filtered and safe. The tray table? Not so much. Let's start with something chilly, literally. Window seats are great for the view, but did you know they're also noticeably colder? The air outside the plane can drop to minus 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That external cold transfers through the plane's walls, and the window seats? They get the worst of it, especially during summer when you're dressed light. If you love sitting by the window, layer up, or just ask the crew for a blanket. Simple fix, major comfort upgrade. Next, let's talk about what you're drinking. Hot drinks like coffee or tea? You might want to skip them. Here's why. The water used to make them often isn't clean. It comes from tanks that are rarely sanitized properly. Studies found E. coli and staph bacteria in that water. Some flight attendants refuse to drink it themselves, so if they're avoiding it, maybe you should too. Instead, ask for bottled water or juice. Much safer, much smarter. If you get to pick your flight time, always go with a morning flight. Here's why. Delays stack up as the day goes on. The earlier you fly, the fewer problems from ripple effect delays. It's also smoother in the air. Morning flights usually hit less turbulence, so if you hate bumpy rides or running late, fly early. You'll thank yourself later. Ever notice it takes forever to get a Coke mid-flight? That's not laziness, it's physics. The low cabin pressure just messes with carbonation. So when Coke gets poured, it foams like crazy. Flight attendants have to do it in slow motion. Pour a little, wait. Pour a little more, wait. If you're in a rush, maybe skip the soda. It's not worth the wait, or the fizz flood. And if you're wondering what else is slower in the sky, you'll want to hear what's really lurking in your seat area next. Flip-flops and heels might look cute at the gate, but in an emergency, they're honestly the worst choice you can make. Backless sandals slip off super easily. High heels? They'll be left behind. And why? Because they can actually puncture the emergency slide. If you have to evacuate fast, heels stay, you go. Barefoot. And do you really want to sprint across hot tarmac or broken glass without shoes? Didn't think so. Wear sturdy, closed-toe shoes with grip. They might not win a fashion award, but hey, they could save your skin. Got a travel pillow? Awesome, but don't inflate it all the way. Cabin pressure changes mid-flight, and if your neck pillow's pumped to the max, it might actually burst, or just get really uncomfortable. Leave a little air inside, just enough to support your neck without turning it into a balloon. Comfy, safe, smart. Let's talk airplane food. Most people just accept the standard meal, chicken or pasta. But did you know you can choose a special meal in advance? Vegetarian, kosher, seafood, gluten-free. And here's the kicker. They're usually better, often fresher, served before the regular meals, and sometimes way more flavorful. You don't need a dietary restriction to request one. Just choose it when you check in online. Free upgrade, no strings attached, more choice, better food, easy win. Shorts might seem like the comfy choice, but the cabin seats? Not exactly clean. Hundreds of people sit on them every week, and most airlines don't deep clean in between flights. Your bare skin is touching whatever the last person left behind. Not to mention sudden temperature drops mid-air. Trust me, jeans or joggers are your best bet. Stay clean, stay warm, stay sane. Let's start with one of the biggest airport ripoffs, paying for water. You step off a long flight, parched, and bam! There's a kiosk charging $5 for a bottle of water. But here's the secret. Most major airports have hidden water bottle refill stations scattered throughout the terminals. They're not always in plain sight, but trust me, they're there. Before you even leave home, pack an empty reusable water bottle in your carry-on. No need to pay outrageous prices later. Once you're through security, make it your mission to find those refill stations. They're often near restrooms, tucked away by the gates, sometimes even disguised as fancy water features. Bottom line, stay hydrated without draining your wallet. Let's be real. Airport Wi-Fi is the ultimate bait and switch. They promise you free internet, but before you know it, bam! Paywall hits after 30 minutes. It's almost like they want you bored, disconnected, and tempted to drop cash on overpriced airport distractions. But here's the thing. You don't have to play by their rules. There's a sneaky little trick to unlock unlimited airport Wi-Fi, and it all starts with one simple move: airplane mode. When your free 30 minutes are up, just switch your phone or laptop to airplane mode, wait a few seconds, then turn Wi-Fi back on. Boom! You've just reset the session, tricking the system into thinking you're a brand new user. Rinse, repeat. Enjoy unlimited internet without ever pulling out your wallet. But wait, there's more. Savvy travelers and frequent flyers share secret Wi-Fi codes online, hidden gems that unlock the holy grail of unlimited high-speed airport internet. So stay connected, dodge the paywall, and never waste a dime on airport Wi-Fi again. You just got off a 12-hour flight. You're jet-lagged, exhausted, and feeling, well, disgusting. Right now, you'd do just about anything for a hot shower. But checking into a hotel just to rinse off? That's absurd. Here's what they don't tell you. Many airports actually have free showers hidden in plain sight. Yep, places like Singapore Changi, Tokyo Narita, and Dubai International offer dedicated shower facilities in transit areas, completely free for travelers. Think of them as tiny oases of hygiene in the chaotic desert of airport madness. But what if your airport isn't one of the lucky ones? Good news, there's still a way to score a free shower. Here's the insider trick. Airline lounges. If your flight gets delayed or canceled, or you've got a brutal layover, you might be eligible for a free lounge pass. And guess what? Most lounges have pristine spa-like showers just waiting for you. Next time you're stuck at an airport, don't just sit there marinating in your own exhaustion. Find an airline rep, ask politely about a lounge pass, and freshen up like a VIP. Because sometimes a hot shower is the difference between a travel nightmare and feeling human again. You land in a new city, exhausted from your journey, and then you see them, the luggage cart vultures. They circle the baggage claim like sharks, waiting to pounce on weary travelers and charge them an exorbitant fee for the privilege of transporting their own belongings a few hundred feet. It's a racket, plain and simple. But here's the thing. Not all airports are in on the scam. Some of the best airports in the world offer free luggage carts to all arriving passengers. Airports like Dubai International, Seoul Incheon, and Singapore Changi understand that the last thing travelers want after a long flight is to be nickel and dimed for basic necessities, so they provide luggage carts free of charge. Your wallet and your sanity will thank you. All right, let's talk layovers. Those dreaded stretches of time when you're stuck in airport purgatory waiting for your connecting flight. But what if I told you that you could turn those layovers into mini adventures, and for free? It's true. Many airports around the world offer free city tours specifically designed for transit passengers with long layovers. Airports like Istanbul Airport, Hamad International Airport in Doha, and Singapore Changi offer guided city tours that cover transportation, entrance fees, and sometimes even meals. These tours are a fantastic way to experience a new city without breaking the bank or deviating from your travel itinerary. As soon as you land, head straight to the airport's transit desk or information counter and inquire about the free city tour program. They'll give you all the details, including tour times, registration requirements, and any necessary documentation. Embrace the adventure, explore a new city, and make the most of your time in transit. All right, let's talk about everyone's favorite four-letter word free, specifically free food. Because let's be real, airport food is a special kind of torture. But what if I told you that you could actually eat for free at the airport? No, I'm not talking about dumpster diving or stealing unattended snacks from unsuspecting passengers. I'm talking about the glorious world of free food samples. Duty-free shops, especially those selling chocolate, perfume, and alcohol, are notorious for offering generous samples to entice you to buy their products. Many airport restaurants and food vendors, especially those located near busy gates, will also offer samples of their dishes to tempt hungry travelers. Channel your inner foodie and embark on a strategic sampling spree.